Alrighty, so Lupa just had her first combat gameplay trailer, which looked really awesome. The animations, music was really nice. Afterwards, they posted their official info for Lupa and her weapon. We've already seen Lupa's kit because we could take a look at it through the game itself, but we never knew what the weapon is all about. Well, some of us. Anyway, it has been officially revealed and it looks amazing. The point of this video, this weapon's gonna be good for the GOAT calculator. Oh yes it is. So level 90, it has attack 587, which it is like the other swords. Okay, didn't know if it was higher or not. So 48.6% crit damage as well. That is just as much as Chauhan's weapon. But the most important part of this whole thing is its passive. Okay, so I'm gonna open this in a new tab because it's kind of small. All right, so it says increases attack by 12%. That's nice. And then it says performing intro skill or liberation increases liberation damage by 24% for 6 seconds. Dealing heavy attack damage extends this effect by 4 seconds up to 1 time. Each successful extension gives 24% fusion damage bonus to all resonators in the team for 30 seconds. So, of course, that attack buff, great. But that liberation damage increase, 24%, why is this so good? Because Calculator's ult is considered liberation damage. So that is perfect. The only other sword that we had that did liberation damage is the standard sword right here, which is really good, but it's an attack weapon. It doesn't have crit or anything, so there's that. But this sword in particular being crit damage, I think is absolutely huge. Now, dealing heavy attack damage extends this effect by 4 seconds up to 1 time, so you get 10 seconds. The first 6 seconds, you're gonna perform the intro skill, easy, no problem, and then I would normally just cast the ult frame 1 as soon as the intro is done. I think we'll get the extra 4 seconds because immediately after the liberation, Calculator does do the death messenger, which it is a heavy attack, but it is considered liberation damage. But I think just because it is a heavy attack, I mean, it consumes stamina, I think it still works. So we'll get up to 10 seconds of liberation bonus, which is kind of good because Calculator's ult lasts 11 seconds. Perfect. Now the fusion damage bonus here for the rest of the resonators on the team will be mostly useless, but think about it this way. One of my favorite comps to use Calculator in is quick swap with HexMeele. So here's what I'm thinking. So not only is Carlos getting a good damage bonus with this passive here, but HexMeele will get a 24% fusion damage bonus from Calculator. So honestly, I think that's going to be very massive. Of course, if you're using Calculator as the main hyper carry, like you're using him with like Yinlin or something, no fusion character at all, that part of the passive is going to be extremely useless. But if you do use him with HexMeele, which I'm going to, I like using that team comp a lot, this whole passive here is usable. I think that is actually amazing. So yeah, Calculator finally got his major buff. Seems really damn good. Not only that, it looks extremely good as well. That'll look so good on the GOAT. Yeah, liberation damage is huge. That attack bonus is huge. That fusion damage bonus will be huge for HexMeele as well. I think this is going to be his best sword. Yeah, I think this is going to be his best sword. I think depending on your stats, second best is actually the standard, and then Age of Harvest is the third, and Verdant Summit is the last one. Surprisingly, because at the beginning of the game, Verdant Summit was said to be Calculator's best in slot, which then it ended up not being because his heavy attacks and his ult weren't considered heavy attack damage. I will say I am a little concerned that the heavy attack damage part of this like extension here won't work. He does do a heavy attack in his ult. I'm not sure if it will count because it's not considered heavy attack damage. Maybe what we could do instead is have a death messenger ready, so by the time when we swap to him in intro, he can immediately do a death messenger, ult, and then do it again. I think that will work. We might lose maybe a couple seconds on this whole passive, but I think that actually might be better if this part doesn't work just by doing it from his ult. So yeah, of course, your guy is going to be pulling this sword and Lupa, and we will be sure to test this damage for real with this new sword. This is going to be pretty much the similar stats I'm going to be rocking. Since it has the same crit damage, we're going to have 300 crit damage here. I think this build is overall really good. It's just I would like a bit more crit rate, to be honest, but but we'll run it. We'll run it and see. With Shorekeeper, we'll have a bit more crit rate as well. Yeah, so we got 18% liberation damage from our echoes already, which isn't a whole lot to be honest, but this extra 24% will be huge. So yeah, this is overall going to be a huge buff to Calculator, and I'm super excited. Not only am I super excited for Lupa, I'm so excited to use this weapon on Calculator. Currently with my setup, I think I get him to do maybe like 90k damage with the Yinlin. I'm thinking this sword maybe help it push to 100k. I'm hoping so. We might not hit that if we're using Changli. No, we might. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I'm super excited, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.